everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel, Allotment, Faith and Family Adventures. I'm sat here in my sanctuary at the moment. It's absolutely lovely. Well, I've got the grapes around me, as you can see, the lovely tomatoes and the massive sunflowers, which I'll show you later. Right, what's the purpose of today's video? I want to give you some insight of my future plans for the allotment, obviously short term and long term for next season. The reason being for this is because my wife was looking through some pictures and she found some pictures from when we first taken over the plot. When we first taken over the plot, this place was just knee-high with weeds and stuff all over the place, what had to be cleared and that. In the middle we had a massive Christmas tree, big pile of rubbish what had to be moved, and there was no greenhouses or anything like that, and there was just this shed, what you can sort of see here, what I tried to revamp. So anyways, when looking at these pictures and looking at how it is now, the progress we made is absolutely amazing over a relatively short space of time. So she's just come down now and she's taken some pictures from the same angle, from the same area, of what it was then to what it was now. And at the end of this video, you'll see, and she's been putting them in collage or whatever they're called, so you can see the before and afterwards and the progress we've made over the when we first taken it over to what it is at present. Obviously we're not all the way there, but it's encouragement for me to see how far I've come, especially when I'm working and got 3 kids and everything, and sometimes it can be a little bit like, whoa, it's full on. And when you're coming up like constantly, you don't sort of appreciate how far you've got with it. So you'll see how far we've got with it in a short while. It's also encouragement for people who's just taken on a plot. Now, if you're just taking on a plot and you just see grass everywhere and weeds everywhere, it can be a little bit daunting. So it'll just show you that it can be done. Just stick with it and it can happen. You can design your plot to do with how you want it, and design it out and change it and nurture it the way you it's your little thing. It's got your stamp over it. And also to encourage people like myself who's had one for a couple of seasons, and sometimes you feel that you're not getting anywhere, but you actually are, you just don't realise it. Right, so long term, what I want to do is live a little bit more self-sufficient. So what I'm going to do is, as each bed empties, like the 3 onion beds as per last video, I'm going to make them redundant for the rest of the season. I'm not going to plant anything else. I want a fresh start next season. So I'm going to fill those up with manure. Now I'm using decking boards, and the soil's dropped right down. I've got at least a good 4 or 5 inch to fill with manure. Now, a little question for you guys before I go on is, when I fill it with manure, do I then cover it with plastic and leave it, or just literally cover it with manure and leave it without any plastic on? Now, I've got the plastic to cover over it, but I don't know whether that's the right thing to do, or just leave it and let nature take its course by rain going on it and such. Like, I don't know what's the best way to do that. So if you can let me know, please. So why am I doing that? Well, I'm making harvesting each bed and making each bed redundant because, as I said, I want a fresh start next season, being more self-sufficient. I'm never going to be completely self-sufficient. That's an impossibility on an allotment. But it's basically so when we're eating our food off the allotment, our plot, is that we're not buying it from the supermarket where it's been sprayed with pesticides and all different things like that. And it's just naturally grown. It's in natural soil, and and it's not forced grown. Carrot, for example, most of the carrots what you buy in the supermarket aren't even grown in soil. It's just a substitute for soil, and they're forced grown. They're sprayed with chemicals. Your cabbages and everything. They spray with all sorts of stuff to stop the bugs getting to them, the slugs and everything like that. Now, obviously, that's going onto your cabbage and you're eating it all. A quick research would tell you it's all right, it don't affect you. Well, surely over a period of time it will. So what I want to do is basically eat natural, normal grown food as God created us to eat it. Like the tomato plant here. You pull it, you grow a seed and it grows. That's natural. And you pull it and you grow it. It's not sprayed with it. It's not thing. It's just normal. It's pure. It's natural. And we want to introduce this natural sort of growing and eating style of living more into his family. So I'm starting afresh next year with doing that, and do consecutive growing. The consecutive growing side of it will be when things start to die off, there's another one being replaced to grow and harvest. So it spreads out the season, that particular season, for as long as possible. For instance, I've got my French beans, what I'm harvesting at the moment, and I put some more in at the bottom end. So as these die, you can't see in to me right, as these plants die off, the other ones at the bottom will then be ready for harvesting those. So that's my plan. Whoops. That's my plan. That's our plan, not my plan. That's our plan. To be a little bit more, not new agey, not in that sense at all. I'm a Christian, not a new ager, but to eat more naturally grown food for as long as possible, and to reduce right down to the bare minimum what we buy in the supermarkets. What else can I say? Yes, so, and also as part of these videos, what I'm going to start doing next year is a how-to series. How to grow a cabbage, how to grow a cauliflower, how to grow beetroot. So what I'll do is a short video on each particular produce, vegetable, whatever you want to call it, tomato, of me sowing it a couple of months later, a couple of weeks later, sorry, where it's starting to grow, and then where I'm transplanting it, putting it out in the garden, right through to harvesting and even eating it, where the last bit would be where my wife's cooking it as well, the best way to cook it to get the most nutrients and taste out of it and everything. And these would be in a category of how-to series, how to grow a cabbage, for instance, and you just look through. Now, obviously, to do this, I'm going to do piece each video together over the whole of that growing season, and then upload them at the end of the season. So that's sort of a long-term videos what will come into effect at the end of hopefully next season. So yeah, what the main problem I've got, which is a big project, is at the top end of my plot, I've got, it's all overgrown and everything. I've got a pear tree up there that ain't producing fruit anymore, so that's going to get chopped down. I'm going to plant another pear tree. I'm going to put up there some bushes as well, some they're called, I forgot what they're called, but we go to a place called Red Hill Christian Centre, and they've got these couple of bushes there, and it's absolutely full and laden with this fruit, and it's a cross between a gooseberry and a cherry, I think. Oh, I've never tasted anything like it. It's lovely. Kids love it and everything. So there's going to be a couple of them bushes up there. I'm going to make space and a frame for some blackberry bushes and maybe, I don't know, what can you have with blackberries? You got the blackberries and the raspberries, yeah, same sort of thing. And just make a frame so they don't go mad. Up there as well, I'm gonna be putting up, I said my gooseberry bushes, but they'll be in pots, so I can move them about. Put all my pot potatoes up there. I got loads of those. Have an area what's all dedicated to that, and have my own watering system. I'm going to run a hose pipe up there what I can just simply turn on and off instead of dragging the hose all the way from the bottom of the plot up to the top, so it's easy to maintain and everything. So yeah, that's what I really wanted to talk to you about, is that the videos will be going over the course of the rest of the season, will be fading out because each bed will be being made redundant, so there won't be as much to video. Basically, I will still do some, but it's for a reason. It's for a purpose. From next season, I've got a vision in my head of how I want this all to work, how to work it all properly. And don't think I'm doing it to anybody who's got an allotment knows that you don't save money by having an allotment. A carrot, you can buy a carrot from the supermarket, or a bag of carrots for about 50p, 75p or something. It costs a lot more than that to grow it. But when you taste this carrot from an allotment and you know that it's been grown naturally and normally, it's worth the extra money. It's worth the satisfaction of growing it yourself. I'm hoping to start this in January and have the top end done by January, because that's when you start sowing your onions. So to give you a little bit of an idea of what project I've got at the top end, I'm just going to take the video up to show you now. So yeah, that's about all I've got to say, really. I hope it works out right, I really do. I can't see no reason why not. So anyway, instead of just waffling on, I'll go and show you this stuff. Before we walk up, I just want to show you these sunflowers, how they've grown. That's where I sit down there, look. My little sanctuary. Look at these. Just one big one at the moment, but there's loads and loads of flowers about to grow. I'll give an update when all of those are bloomed. I'll give you an update. Right, let's move up here. This is the top end what I'm talking about. As you can see here, I've started this project already. So what I've done, instead of just doing a video of me weeding constantly, I've taken a picture of what it was like before and what it's like afterwards. So you got, and then labelled it like day one, and then the next bit what I tackled, took a picture before, took a picture afterwards, day two. And I'll piece all these together when they all, basically I've got the finished article all together. As you can see here, there's a lot of work to do. It's absolutely overgrown with this vine weed and everything like that. It's, yeah, that's another apple tree there. I'm going to clear this whole area, the whole lot. That's the, let's try and reduce this down a bit. Oh. That tree there, that's the one what's died. I'm going to plant another one around the corner there. Here, up here, is where I'm going to be putting all my potatoes. At the back end there, I'm going to be putting my bushes. But basically, what I'm showing you is it is a project. But I've got a vision in my head, and when it's done, I think it will look quite good. Yes, it's going to take some time. Yes, it's going to take some work and dedication, but that will be basically my allotment ready and actually all in place to live a little bit more self-sufficient and live off the crop. If you look, because if you look over here, looking down my plot, I have all my beds in place, big beds at the back, small beds here. Moving down. So yeah, so what I'm basically saying, this has taken a few seasons of dedicated hard work, and we're getting there at the it's working. One of the greenhouses, another greenhouse, and then I've got this area at the back here. This is my seating bit. I'm gonna also, one of the projects I want to get done is to spread that out, so tidy all that up, and so I've got a bit more area here to store stuff. Brassica cage here. And another question, if you don't mind. I've weeded me strawberries. Now what I want to know is, now I've weeded them, this is the first year they've been in, by the way, if it helps answer the question. This is the first year they've been in. Do I now put a load of hay down, or cover them up, or just simply leave them? So I don't think I can get any more fruit off them this year. I don't quite know what to do with them now. If you can answer that question as well, that'd be fantastic. So same as I'm still learning. So yeah, thanks for watching. I enjoy these pictures what my wife's put together, what's coming up now. This is going to be a journey, and I thank you for watching my journey on the allotment, and being interested in it, and liking and subscribing and everything, and passing the video about. I really love it, honestly, I really do. And I hope it encourages you guys, your new plot holders, the established plot holders, and people who want to try and wean the way off from supermarket grown vegetables and everything. In fact, what we're doing as well, we've just bought one of those water filter things. It takes all the, is it minerals or everything, all the iron and all the nasty things out of tap water, and it basically just filters through the water, filters the water, so it's completely pure when it comes out. They're not cheap, but we've been recommended that by more than one person, and my wife and kids have just been on this camp and they've been promoting them there. So yeah, so it'd be amazing what just normal, what's inside your water, what you drink every day, what it can actually do to you, make you lethargic, and it just does different things to you because of what they have to put in it to basically make it drinkable. But these filters take all that out, and people have said how different they feel after using them. But yeah, I don't want to waffle on. You get the idea. Short term, to recap, short term, I'm going to be making each bed when I harvest the stuff. That's going to be it till next season. Long term, I'm going to be doing self-sufficiency as much as you possibly can, and documenting it all, and doing how to grow videos and everything, so they'll get a little bit more professional. Oh, by the way, I got a new outro, and the videos from now on as well, as part of this, I've got a new like sort of label at the front where I just made it look a little bit more neat, a little bit more professional, and a little bit more nicer in that sense. So when you see the introduction, what they're called, well, you know, the picture at the front of the video when you're searching it, it's just different. It's just made it look a bit nicer. And I got an outro with the kids as well. So enjoy these videos, and God bless. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Sorry, enjoy the pictures what my wife's put together. God bless, and bye bye.